modern pop, R&B, and jazz, Phyllis Hyman is dead.
And although she is gone, she will never, ever be forgotten.
Died of popular jazz singer Phyllis Hyman. The 45-year-old Hyman was supposed to sing at the Apollo Theater tonight, but her assistant found her unconscious in her Midtown apartment this afternoon.
Phyllis Hyman was a soul and emotion-filled beacon who was more than just a voice. Being the top female vocalist in the UK, her music had an impact on millions of people. It's insane she made the decision to end her life despite all of her accomplishments. In our today's video, we would reveal the hidden details surrounding the life and enigmatic death of Phyllis Hyman.
Phyllis Linda Hyman was born on July 6, 1949, in the vibrant city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Known for its rich musical heritage, Philadelphia provided a nurturing environment for the young Phyllis, who was surrounded by the soulful sounds of jazz, gospel, and R&B from an early age. Growing up in a large family, she found solace and expression through music, often singing in church choirs and school productions. Her powerful and emotive voice quickly set her apart from her peers. Hyman's childhood was marked by an innate musical curiosity. She was inspired by the vocal stylings of jazz legends like Billie Holiday and Sarah Vaughan, whose influences would later permeate her own work. This early exposure to diverse musical genres helped shape her unique sound, blending the emotional depth of jazz with the heartfelt intensity of soul. After completing high school, Phyllis set her sights on New York City, a decision that would prove pivotal in her burgeoning career. The city, with its dynamic and bustling music scene, offered endless opportunities for young artists seeking to make their mark. Phyllis immersed herself in this vibrant culture, performing in various clubs and honing her craft. Her breakthrough came when she joined a band called The New Direction. This opportunity allowed her to perform regularly and gain valuable experience on stage. It wasn't long before her undeniable talent caught the attention of industry professionals. Her performances were characterized by a captivating presence and a voice that resonated with a rare blend of strength and vulnerability. In 1975, Phyllis Hyman's talents were recognized by music producer Norman Connors, who invited her to contribute vocals to his album. Her performance on the track Betcha by Golly Wow garnered significant attention, providing her with a wider audience and critical acclaim. This collaboration marked the beginning of her recording career and opened doors to further opportunities. By 1977, Phyllis released her self-titled debut album, which featured tracks like Loving You, Losing You. The album was a testament to her versatility and ability to convey deep emotion through song. Her voice, often described as rich and soulful, captivated listeners and established her as a rising star in the music industry. Phyllis Hyman's early life and musical beginnings laid a strong foundation for her future success. Her journey from the church choirs of Philadelphia to the stages of New York City highlighted her determination and passion for music. These formative years not only shaped her as an artist, but also set the stage for a career that would touch the hearts of many. Throughout these early experiences, Phyllis developed a profound connection with her audience, a quality that would remain a hallmark of her performances for years to come. Her ability to blend genres and convey emotion through her music would later solidify her legacy as one of the most talented and beloved vocalists of her time. Growing up in a large, close-knit family, Phyllis was the eldest of 7 children, which instilled in her a strong sense of responsibility and leadership from an early age. Her parents, both supportive and nurturing, played a crucial role in shaping her love for music. They encouraged Phyllis and her siblings to express themselves creatively, fostering an environment where artistic exploration was valued. The Hyman household was often filled with music, and family gatherings frequently turned into impromptu performances, with Phyllis taking center stage. Phyllis's mother, a talented singer in her own right, introduced her to the church choir, where she began to develop her vocal skills. Singing in church not only provided her with technical training, but also instilled a deep emotional connection to music. These formative experiences would later influence her unique ability to convey profound emotion through her performances. Philadelphia during the 1950s and 60s was a melting pot of cultural influences, and Phyllis was exposed to a wide array of musical genres. She drew inspiration from legendary jazz vocalists like Billie Holiday and Sarah Vaughan, whose emotive styles left a lasting impact on her. This eclectic mix of influences helped shape Phyllis's distinctive sound, which seamlessly blended elements of jazz, soul, and R&B. Despite the challenges that came with being part of a large family, Phyllis cherished her role as the eldest sibling. She often took on a mentoring role, guiding her younger brothers and sisters and helping her parents manage the household. This sense of duty and care for her family remained a central aspect of her identity throughout her life. As Phyllis grew older, her passion for music became more pronounced. She participated in school productions and local talent shows, consistently leaving audiences spellbound with her powerful voice and charismatic stage presence. Her family recognized her exceptional talent and supported her dreams, encouraging her to pursue a career in music. The Hyman family's unwavering support was instrumental in Phyllis's decision to move to New York City after high school. They understood the importance of this step in her career and stood by her as she navigated the challenges of the music industry. This strong familial foundation provided Phyllis with the confidence and resilience needed to succeed in a competitive environment. Phyllis Hyman's upbringing and family background were integral to her development as an artist. The values instilled in her by her parents, combined with the rich musical tapestry of her early environment, laid the groundwork for a remarkable career. Her ability to connect with audiences and convey deep emotion through her music can be traced back to the supportive and loving environment of her childhood. As she rose to fame, the lessons learned from her family continued to guide her, shaping not only her artistry, but also her legacy as one of the most beloved vocalists of her time. Phyllis Hyman's journey into the world of music began in the vibrant city of Philadelphia, where she was immersed in a rich musical culture from a young age. Her initial experiences with music were deeply rooted in her family's love for singing and the soulful sounds that filled their home. Encouraged by her mother, Phyllis began honing her vocal skills in the church choir, where she quickly stood out for her remarkable voice. These early performances in church provided Phyllis with a solid foundation in vocal technique and stage presence. Singing gospel music allowed her to explore the emotional depth and power of her voice, which would become her signature style. The supportive church community nurtured her talent, offering her opportunities to perform solos and lead the choir, boosting her confidence and stagecraft. As Phyllis entered her teenage years, she started participating in school productions and local talent shows. These events were crucial in shaping her early career as they exposed her to diverse audiences and allowed her to experiment with different musical styles. Her performances were characterized by a captivating blend of charisma and vocal prowess, leaving a lasting impression on those who heard her sing. Phyllis's big break came when she moved to New York City, a decision driven by her desire to pursue music professionally. In the bustling music scene of the city, she joined a band called The New Direction, which marked a significant turning point in her career. Performing with the band gave Phyllis the chance to showcase her talents in various clubs and venues, gaining valuable experience and exposure. Her time with The New Direction led to further opportunities, including collaborations with established musicians and producers. One of the most notable early performances was her contribution to Norman Connor's album, where she sang Betcha by Golly Wow. This track received widespread acclaim and introduced Phyllis to a broader audience, cementing her reputation as a promising new artist. These initial experiences and early performances were instrumental in shaping Phyllis Hyman's career. They provided her with the skills, confidence, and exposure needed to navigate the music industry successfully. Her ability to connect with audiences through her powerful voice and emotive performances can be traced back to these formative years, setting the stage for her future success as a beloved vocalist. Phyllis Hyman's ambition and passion for music led her to make a pivotal decision: moving to New York City. This bold step marked a significant chapter in her life and career. New York, with its vibrant and dynamic music scene, offered endless opportunities for young artists eager to make their mark. Upon arriving in the city, Phyllis quickly immersed herself in the bustling atmosphere of clubs and live performances. Her unique voice and magnetic stage presence set her apart, capturing the attention of audiences and industry professionals alike. It wasn't long before she joined a band called The New Direction, which gave her the platform to perform regularly and refine her craft. Her talents soon caught the eye of renowned music producer Norman Connors. Impressed by her vocal ability, Connors invited Phyllis to contribute vocals to his album. Her performance on the track, Betcha by Golly Wow, garnered significant attention, showcasing her incredible range and emotive power. This collaboration marked her first major recording opportunity and introduced her to a wider audience, earning her critical acclaim. Phyllis Hyman's move to New York City and her early recording experiences were instrumental in launching her career. They provided her with the exposure and recognition needed to establish herself as a rising star in the music industry, setting the stage for her future successes. Phyllis Hyman's journey to stardom is a testament to her remarkable talent, determination, and resilience in the face of challenges. After moving to New York City, she quickly became a standout performer in the local music scene. Her unique blend of jazz, soul, and R&B, combined with a captivating stage presence, set her apart from other artists of the time. Hyman's significant breakthrough came with her collaboration with Norman Connors. Her performance on the track Betcha by Golly Wow in 1976 introduced her to a broader audience, showcasing her powerful voice and emotional depth. The song's success opened doors for her, leading to further opportunities in the music industry. In 1977, Phyllis released her self-titled debut album under Buter Records. The album featured tracks like Loving You, Losing You, which highlighted her vocal range and ability to convey deep emotion. The album was well received, praised for its sophisticated production and Phyllis's soulful delivery, establishing her as a rising star in the music world. Her subsequent albums, including Somewhere in My Lifetime, 1979, and You Know How to Love Me, 1979, solidified her reputation as a formidable talent. The title track from You Know How to Love Me became one of her signature songs, celebrated for its infectious melody and Phyllis's dynamic performance. These albums showcase her versatility, blending elements of disco, jazz, and R&B, and appealing to a wide audience. Throughout the late 1970s and early 1980s, Phyllis's career continued to ascend. Her collaborations with prominent artists and producers further expanded her reach. She worked with legends like Barry Manilow and collaborated with the renowned jazz pianist McCoy Tyner, demonstrating her ability to adapt and thrive across various musical styles. Phyllis's live performances were another crucial aspect of her rise to fame. Known for her electrifying stage presence and emotional intensity, she captivated audiences in venues across the country. Her concerts were a testament to her artistry, with each performance leaving a lasting impression on those who witnessed her talent firsthand. Despite facing personal challenges, including battles with depression and industry pressures, Phyllis remained committed to her craft. Her resilience and dedication to music were evident in every project she undertook. Her ability to channel her struggles into her performances resonated deeply with fans, further cementing her status as a beloved artist. As her popularity grew, Phyllis Hyman became a symbol of empowerment and authenticity. Her music, characterized by its emotional honesty and vocal brilliance, continued to inspire and connect with audiences. By the mid-1980s, she had firmly established herself as one of the most influential voices in the R&B and jazz genres. Phyllis Hyman's rise to fame is a story of talent, perseverance, and the power of music to transcend personal and professional challenges. Her legacy endures through her timeless recordings and the profound impact she left on the music industry. As an artist who rose above adversity to achieve greatness, Phyllis Hyman remains an enduring inspiration to musicians and fans alike. Phyllis Hyman's path to stardom was marked by a series of pivotal moments that showcase her extraordinary talent and set the stage for her enduring legacy. Her major breakthrough came in the mid-1970s when she was discovered by renowned jazz drummer and producer Norman Connors. Connors, impressed by her powerful voice and emotive delivery, invited Phyllis to collaborate on his album, Her performance on the track Betcha by Golly Wow in 1976 was a game-changer. The song's success introduced Phyllis to a wider audience, highlighting her as a formidable new talent in the music industry. This collaboration not only showcased her vocal prowess, but also opened doors to further opportunities and connections. Following the success, Phyllis Hyman's career gained significant momentum. In 1977, she signed with Buta Records, marking her entry into the world of major record labels. Her self-titled debut album was released the same year, featuring tracks like Loving You, Losing You. The album received critical acclaim for its sophisticated production and Phyllis's soulful, heartfelt performances. Phyllis's partnership with Buta Records was instrumental in elevating her career. The label provided her with the resources and platform needed to reach a broader audience, allowing her to further develop her unique sound, a blend of jazz, soul, and R&B. Her work during this period was characterized by its emotional depth and musical versatility, appealing to a diverse range of listeners. In 1979, Phyllis signed with Arista Records, a move that would further propel her career. Under Arista, she released the album Somewhere in My Lifetime, which included the title track produced by Barry Manilow. The album was a commercial success, showcasing Phyllis's ability to infuse pop sensibilities into her jazz and soul roots. Later that year, she released You Know How to Love Me, one of her most celebrated albums. The title track became a signature hit, praised for its infectious melody and Phyllis's dynamic vocal performance. This album solidified her status as a leading artist in the R&B and jazz genres, further expanding her fan base and critical acclaim. Phyllis Hyman's breakthrough and her association with major record labels were crucial in shaping her career. These opportunities allowed her to collaborate with top producers and musicians, enhancing her artistry and reach. Her ability to adapt and thrive in the competitive music industry was a testament to her talent and determination. Throughout her career, Phyllis remained true to her artistic vision, using her platform to express her personal and musical identity. Her work with major record labels not only brought her commercial success, but also cemented her legacy as one of the most influential vocalists of her time. One of the most significant musicians Phyllis Hyman collaborated with was Norman Connors, a drummer and producer who played a pivotal role in launching her career. In 1976, Hyman gained recognition for her stunning rendition of Betcha by Golly Wow, a song originally by the Stylistics, which was produced by Connors. This collaboration marked a turning point, introducing Hyman to a broader audience and showcasing her powerful vocals. Connors and Hyman continued to work together throughout her career. In 1992, just over a year after her album Prime of My Life was released, Hyman appeared one last time on Connors' album, Remember Who You Are, singing the title song which became a minor R&B hit. The album and debut single were both RIA certified gold in 1992. Larry Alexander. Another notable figure in Hyman's early career was Larry Alexander, her then husband, who contributed to her debut album. Alexander, along with other prominent producers like Jerry Peters and John Davis, helped shape her early sound, blending elements of soul, jazz, and R&B. However, both the personal and professional associations between Hyman and Alexander ended in divorce in the late 1970s. Around this time, Hyman began using cocaine, developing a lifelong dependency. Barry Manilow. In 1978, Hyman's first album for Arista Records, Somewhere in My Lifetime, featured the title track produced by then-labelmate Barry Manilow. Manilow was a longtime admirer of Hyman and her work. In 1987, Phyllis Hyman recorded Black and Blue as a duet with Barry Manilow on his 1987 Swing Street Arista album. Other collaborations. Throughout her career, Hyman collaborated with various other artists and musicians, lending her powerful vocals to their projects. Performed alongside legends such as George Benson and Roberta Flack. Lent her background vocals to the debut album by the Beck Family, Dancin' on the Ceiling, which had a hit with Can't Shake the Feeling. Provided vocals for 3 tracks on jazz pianist McCoy Tyner's Looking Out, 1982. collaborated with Grover Washington Jr. and Lonnie Liston Smith while doing international tours. Growing up in a poor family as the eldest of 7 siblings, Hyman's early ambitions shifted from becoming a legal secretary to pursuing music after her vocal talents were recognized by a teacher. She began her professional career in the early 1970s, gaining attention through collaborations with notable artists like Norman Connors and later signing with Arista Records. Her hits, such as You Know How to Love Me and Living All Alone, showcase her powerful voice and emotional depth, earning her a dedicated fan base. Personal struggles. Hyman's personal life was tumultuous. She married her manager, Larry Alexander, in the late 1970s, but the marriage ended in divorce by 1982. Throughout her life, she expressed a longing for companionship, admitting to feelings of loneliness and unhappiness. Her struggles with romantic relationships often compounded her emotional distress. The deaths of her close friends and family, including her mother and grandmother, further exacerbated her mental health challenges. Hyman was known to self-medicate with alcohol and drugs, which led to a cycle of dependency that complicated her recovery efforts. Despite entering rehabilitation multiple times, she struggled to maintain sobriety. Final years and legacy. In the years leading up to her death, Hyman's mental health deteriorated, and she became increasingly isolated. Friends noted her erratic behavior, and she was often described as difficult to work with. On the day of her suicide, she had a performance scheduled at the Apollo Theater, a testament to her enduring talent despite her internal battles. Hyman's legacy is marked by her soulful music, which continues to resonate with fans. Her struggles highlight the often hidden challenges faced by artists, reminding us of the importance of mental health awareness and support. Hyman's story is a poignant reminder of the complexities of fame and the personal battles that can accompany it, leaving behind a rich musical legacy intertwined with deep emotional pain. Phyllis Hyman, the acclaimed jazz and R&B vocalist, faced a lifelong struggle with depression and mental illness that ultimately led to her tragic suicide in 1995 at the age of 45. Despite her immense talent and success as a singer, Hyman's personal life was marred by the challenges of living with bipolar disorder and depression. Early signs and diagnosis. From a young age, Hyman exhibited signs of mental health issues. Growing up as the eldest of 7 siblings in a poor family in Pittsburgh, she found solace in music, which was nurtured by an elementary school teacher who recognized her vocal talents. However, Hyman's ambitions initially leaned towards a more stable career as a legal secretary, attending Robert Morris Business College before pursuing music full-time in New York City in her early 20s. It was during this time that Hyman's mental health struggles began to surface. In the 1980s, she was formally diagnosed with depression and bipolar disorder, conditions that would plague her for the rest of her life. Hyman's friend and manager, Jalinda Garcia, revealed that the singer had attempted suicide twice before, though she was unsuccessful. Substance abuse and relationships. To cope with her mental health issues, Hyman turned to substance abuse, particularly alcohol and cocaine, which she struggled with for most of her adult life. Her first marriage to her manager, Larry Alexander, ended in divorce in the late 1970s, further exacerbating her emotional turmoil. Hyman's longing for companionship and her inability to maintain healthy relationships contributed to her feelings of loneliness and unhappiness, which she often expressed in interviews. The deaths of close friends and family members, including her mother and grandmother, added to the emotional burden she carried. Attempts at recovery and final years. Despite her challenges, Hyman continued to pursue her music career, releasing critically acclaimed albums like You Know How to Love Me, 1979, and Living All Alone, 1986. She also found success on Broadway, starring in the Duke Ellington revue Sophisticated Ladies from 1981 to 1983, for which she received a Tony Award nomination. However, Hyman's mental health continued to deteriorate in the years leading up to her death. She entered multiple rehabilitation centers in an effort to overcome her substance abuse issues, but her struggles with sobriety were ongoing. In the final months of her life, Hyman's behavior became increasingly erratic, and she was described as difficult to work with by those close to her. On June 30th, 1995, just 6 days before her 46th birthday, Hyman died by suicide in her New York City apartment, hours before she was scheduled to perform at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. In a suicide note, she wrote, "I'm tired. I'm tired. Those of you that I love know who you are. May God bless you." Hyman openly discussed her feelings of loneliness and despair. She had attempted suicide twice before her final act, indicating a long-standing struggle with suicidal ideation. In interviews, she often expressed a sense of hopelessness, feeling that her mental health issues overshadowed her professional accomplishments. The final days. On the day of her death, Hyman was found unconscious in her New York City apartment, having overdosed on barbiturates and alcohol. Her suicide note poignantly read, "I'm tired. I'm tired. Those of you that I love know who you are. May God bless you." This note reflected her deep exhaustion from battling her demons and the emotional turmoil she had endured for years. Despite her struggles, Hyman had a successful career, with hits like "You Know How to Love Me" and "Living All Alone," and she had received critical acclaim for her performances, including a Tony Award nomination for her role in the Broadway musical Sophisticated Ladies.